Welcome to Podcast This Escape, the podcast where we talk about the escape room we escaped from in the previous episode of this podcast.
And this time, it was an escape.
We actually escaped. Sometimes it feels like we don't do that very often on the show, but we did it. We escaped. Thank you, Das. Thank you for running the room.
Thank you for playing through it with me.
I want to address the elephant in the room. Danny.
Our stupidity.
We have done so many puzzles with blocks of text.
Yep.
Why did it take us, I believe, literally about 35 minutes
to
think of the idea that we might be numbering the lines? Why did we, we had a whole moment where we went, we've done number of sentences, we've done number of paragraphs, we've done number of words. There's no elements of text left. Why didn't we think of lines?
The only thing I can put it down to is morning brain. We shouldn't do recordings in the morning, but whenever we record with someone in North America...
We always do recordings in the morning.
I know, we have to do this, and I think it's a mistake every time.
I just don't understand.
It was wild.
A lot of my playtesters who were the early testers all struggled with that, and I kept trying to find different ways to hint to it. After I wrote the haiku, every single playtester managed to think of lines without me hinting to them, so I never got to test the haiku.
Now that I also don't understand.
Now.
I don't know why a haiku
is a line
helps
indicator?
you and think of the number of lines.
I mean, you are counting things on lines to make sure that it's a haiku, and you recognized it as a haiku instantly. I don't know if I would have.
No, that didn't help at all.
I made a comment at one point saying, why is it a haiku? Is that important?
Yeah.
Is that going to help
but then
us
I was
in some
just trying
way?
to think about facts
And
about haiku, and the idea that has lines was not a thing that
Well,
made
obviously it wasn't going to be as complicated as it's mora, not syllables.
Well,
'Cause
yeah.
that's not
The
going to be
idea
expected.
that it was just like, to me, it helped me. If I needed to count syllables, I suppose the haiku might have helped.
It just happened to be a one little thing where both of our brains connected and were on exactly the same wavelength that was not Das's wavelength and was a terrible wavelength to get stuck on.
I think the only hint I would have needed was there is another element that you are missing. Of just this, what are we missing?
You are trying, we were trying all of the right things and just happened to be missing the correct one. Honestly, the fact that Das was staying quiet during all that section led me to believe that.
You were really close.
Because we were trying all the right things, and you must have just been
that,
thinking, cool, the next one they try, they'll get there.
And
then
there is some other element.
It just kept not happening. That must have been so painful for you.
I mean, it was a little fun to watch y'all struggle, but I also feel for you.
I just don't understand. Every other time we would do this, our first thought would be is it the nth line?
You'd think.
And for some reason it wasn't. I feel like that's always our first thought.
You'd think. It was quite something.
Just forgot
Maybe it was just having multiple pages overwhelmed our brains.
There was a definite moment of overwhelming of I don't know if I should read this. There's so much stuff here. And then the numbers, it is one of those moments where you're there are 3 numbers. They could be any of the following things. Is it the nth letter of the nth word? Is it the nth thing? Is it the nth? And so maybe we just ran out of steam before we got to, is it the nth word of the nth line? Is it the... But no, I don't understand why that took so long. Because that's just a very reasonable thing to check, and we just didn't check it. Even when we got to the point of saying, what other possible things could we ever need to check? And the answer is we'll do the next one. Idiot. You've done nth word, you've done nth letter, you've done nth paragraph. What's the other? You missed one. There's in between.
Yep. There was
sentence
no
and paragraph.
reason for us to miss it, and yet it just...
Why didn't we do lines?
It was a brain day. That said, I assumed that this stayed in the episode because I thought it was really significant, and I do hope that everybody who writes rooms and runs rooms is paying attention to this. The first digit, the one that told us, hey, all of these numbers are just 1 to 10 in a different order, we didn't spot that. Das, you gave the spectacular hint for that. You did exactly what hinting should be, because I said, all right, maybe we're looking at Chai, the first dog poster, for too long. Let's skip to another one. Bill just randomly chose the last one at the end. And so you specifically said, all right, so you've moved from poster dog number 1 down to the bottom of poster number 10, or the 10th one. And you specifically made reference to the numbers, and that alerted my brain. And that's when I went, hey, can we check the order of these first numbers?
The entire time you were going through that, I was just waiting for something that I could hint to 10 on.
It was really well done. And so I suppose very fortunate that Billy, you chose to scroll to the end.
Yes,
Like,
that
it
was
probably could
very
have-
fortunate.
It might have worked just as well if you had said, all right, so you've gone from the first one to the seventh one, but who knows? Let's not test that hypothetical. We didn't do well at this puzzle.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, this is going to haunt us for a while.
It's very confusing. It'd be like if suddenly we forgot to check the first letter of every line or
Yes.
something. You'd be like, what? Why wouldn't you?
So, on that note, there was a puzzle that was cut from this room. Players were getting really frustrated with it and having a hard time. Originally, I was also going to make you figure out where to fly after you left.
Ooh,
I can
okay.
give you that puzzle now to
I
take a
am
look at.
interested.
Sure, we need a redemption puzzle.
Well, let's hope. Okay, so this one is a
it's
written
so
note.
little. What happened?
You zoomed out. To whom it may concern, I bought this bird from my local pet store. I thought it would be cute to have a talking pet, but it got old real fast, and I was simply shocked at the extent of the mess the bird creates. How did this excrement get on the ceiling? Bird buyers beware, they aren't easy pets to care for at all, and cockatoos can live for well over 4 decades, reportedly even to 100 years old. These birds' lifespans are absolutely leagues beyond other pets. They waste tons of food, too. My bank account is rapidly going south keeping them fed when they throw most of their feed on the floor. Owning a bird is more of an expense than I'd have believed. Its health records can be found with the main pet store of Brisbane. Sincerely, a regretful former bird owner. Interesting.
Okay. Now, first letter of every line says Tigget Buffles Sobsa.
Incredibly rude in bird language.
Tigget Buffle Sobsa. We have to get a ticket to Buffalo in South Bza.
Okay, so this is meant to tell us, do we know at this point, like, are we looking for just like a general direction or a location that we're looking for? Did we have that sort of info?
You're looking for a location, but the computer had access to your favorite map service, so
Ooh, okay, gotcha. All right.
once you figure out what you need to get out of this note, you can figure out how to get there.
Sure. Yes.
Local pet store. Got old fast. Simply shocked.
So you see, like, going
Mess.
south. Yeah, I see excrement on the ceiling, and then I'm just thinking back to those bird commands that said you could poop on command.
That's true. Bird buyers beware, they aren't easy pets to care for at all. Cockatoos can live for well over 4 decades, even to 100 years old. Leagues, that's distance.
It is.
Rapidly going south.
Mm-hmm.
Floor. Brisbane. Main pet store of Brisbane.
I'm trying to check just some basic word things. Like, just, again, like, first words of lines,
I
last
got
words
this
of lines.
ball. Oh, yeah. It's I got this bird 4 leagues south of Brisbane.
Great.
Sincerely, A.
Exactly.
Lex.
So,
A. Lex.
Okay, I hope birds know how to count in leagues.
Well, with Google Maps, you can figure that out, or whatever map service you want. Because of the puzzle where you were getting the last letter of each line,
Sure.
that was messing with people's brains to the point that they couldn't think to the start of lines anymore.
Well, it's
Oh
also
my
true
God, that's
because,
funny.
but also it's like if you go back to the starting letter of every line, if you are thinking of that puzzle, then it doesn't make sense because that's when it gets tig to birth off.
No. But
And the only other issue I noticed is before I started saying it, I stopped myself because I checked every first word
So you
and it
included
doesn't
the
work.
Two?
Because I
To
went,
whom it may
two I
concern.
got, no, that's nothing. And then I went, oh, wait, I got this, that's something.
That's a fair point.
But
That
having
was
the two
another issue with
definitely
this puzzle.
throws me off because it's like, when I first had the instinct to go first words, when I started, it's 2 I got. And you're like, oh, that's nothing. And so you might stop at that point and not realize that if you ignore the first word, the rest of the first words work.
Yeah,
So
if this
that's
had
one of
stayed
those
in,
things
I
that's a
probably
bit-
would have done something like
Yeah,
italics for beginning and end to show
Yeah,
that they're
that's
different.
easy
Mm.
tweaking.
But this just got cut, so
Yeah, or
not
maybe
gonna
finding a
refine
way
it.
to make it so they aren't different.
But
so
it's-
that it does just use the first words of every line.
But it's totally fair because we did already have a last letters puzzle. Like, do we also need a first words
Yeah,
puzzle,
it's
or is
also
this something
the
to save
same
for a
level
different
of
room?
puzzle. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, totally fair. A reasonable choice. Could definitely still have worked, but very fair to cut it. Anyway, has anything else much changed throughout?
I mean, After we finished up with Cluseum, I went back through to tighten up some of the writing, but like other than adding some more hints in, this room is pretty much the same as when I first started running it.
Cool. And all of the animal pictures, is there any chance that these are your animals?
I do not have any pets, but they are all pets of people that I know.
Ah, amazing. Are the descriptions accurate?
So they sent me a little blurb to start with, and then I fleshed it out based on like either their bullet points or their
Aw.
blurb, and
Well,
then added the made-up birthdays afterwards for
That's
the clues.
beautiful, and therefore I hope everybody who is listening to this goes and takes a look at these, because that's just really great to know. And also, you know a thing or two about birds. What sort of bird were you picturing us as?
Originally, I was thinking maybe cockatoo, but cockatoos don't have enough power of speech for as much freedom as I wanted to give you in this room. So I just left it as nondescript, something parrot-like that has dexterous feet and
That's
power of speech.
fair. I have met one cockatoo that was incredible at talking.
Oh, really?
So many years ago, though. But, yeah, so I would have definitely believed that. None of my pictures, well, one of my pictures resembles the world's fattest cockatoo. I've never seen an obese bird, but I have drawn one.
I think birds can get obese. I think it doesn't work that way.
Their bones can't handle it, so they just don't.
They just go, I can't do it. I'll never be able to fly
Flying,
again.
just use that much energy.
I'm sure someone, please don't send me a photo of an obese bird. I don't need to see an obese bird, everybody.
Das, can you confirm?
So birds can significantly change how big they appear with their feathers. It's mostly used for insulation, like fluffy birds in cold weather, sleek birds in hot weather, but
No fat birds.
And surely, like, birds that are trying to look big and buff for girl birds.
Yeah.
All right. So then, yeah, so I was it feels silly to say that my proudest moment was understanding your hint, but it really does. It made me feel the happiest.
it was a good moment.
Oh, my other one, remembering the bowl in the previous room to go back and get the bowl for the water. I felt good
again,
about that.
I don't think I ever would have thought of the bowl because in my head, the idea that the bowl filled of water is lighter than a metal pin that keeps my door closed. I maybe just think, we're probably not going to go and grab a bowl.
Well, we did get a specific
Some
reference.
things were specifically described to you as lightweight.
Yes.
Clearly, you in your head you had gotten that down. I didn't. I just drew a bowl.
I definitely did, but I did agree that having water in it would make a big difference, so that's why I described it as heftily dragging it.
But yeah, no, that was just a key word that I missed in my description, where I just had it as a bowl.
But you picked up on the cat got your tongue.
Cat got your tongue,
incredibly
yes.
quickly.
Looking for some final letter somewhere after we had those clues for finality.
I know, it made sense, and we were saying, this is going to be it. It's going to be something about these endings. And again, final letters just didn't quite hit me.
Before you dislodged the cat, you had started to think about idioms. I got a little more insistent on hinting about spraying the cat at that point because I didn't want you to stumble into the idiom before dislodging the cat.
That makes sense. It's good steering.
Also good that it was an idiom. Sometimes when people do idioms, they don't do idioms. They do like phrases and aphorisms. But it was an idiom, which is good. I think definitionally an idiom has to be something where the meaning of the phrase is different than the meaning of each individual word of the phrase put together. If you are saying, has a cat got your tongue? You are not asking a person whether a cat has got their tongue. You're asking them whether they cannot speak, whether they are lost for words, because the idiom, the individual words do not mean
the definition
the
of
phrase
idiom is
that
one
you were
that I've
trying
been
to
digging
say.
down to a lot because it is so much broader than people think. Like you just said lost for words. I would argue that's an idiom.
That's probably an idiom too, yeah.
It's
Things
a tricky
that are
one.
idiomatic, things that you need the context to understand the actual meaning of what's being said rather than the definitions of each word, which won't create the meaning.
Yeah, and I think if you asked
If you are over the
asked
moon-
a 3-year-old if they are lost for words, I don't think they're going to understand what you mean.
Yeah, over the moon is an idiom because you are not, if you're describing this is over the moon, but it means happy. Whereas too many cooks spoil the broth
That's
is
very
a
literal.
metaphor, but each individual word does mean what it means in that context. And then you're using the idea of that sentence to talk about it. So that's not an idiom, I would say. But maybe it is. It's probably arguably an idiom. Some idiom guy is going to come out and say, it is an idiom!
So many of these language definitions are just linguists fighting with each other.
Yeah. But at least it's a thing.
Exactly. It worked. It worked great. I was very happy.
Bill, you picked up on the final letters thing fairly quickly. That puzzle was actually inspired by you.
Oh,
Uh,
fun.
during the first Alex's bathroom, the two of you were having a conversation about mnemonics and how they're almost always at the starts of words. Uh, Danny said they don't have to be. Bill said, well, they almost always are. I gave you one where they weren't.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
And still, I don't remember this conversation at all, but a great point.
Captain Drawers is also inspired by Bill. In the first, 10-ish minutes of the episode, Bill just went off on a rant about character names and created a character named Captain Drawers. So now I've given Captain Drawers an episode to live in.
So this
Amber
was
loves Captain
because this is
Drawers.
how I come up with names of characters by just looking around the room and seeing an object. So
Maybe.
that sounds right.
Although it also feels like a Mighty Boosh reference.
It does?
They have you seen the latest episode of Captain Cabinet? And then they do the theme song, which is Captain Cabinet, trapped in cabinets, cutting it out, willing it out. Of course he can. It's Captain Cabinets.
This explains why it's a you thing.
He's trapped in cabinets, canning it out, willing it out. Of course he can.
Let's call it a perfect merging of those two ideas.
We'll see if I write in another room whether I put Captain Cabinets in.
No, that's owned by the Mighty Boosh. We can't do that.
Oh, okay, can't do that one.
They'll sue us.
So now, in one of the animal descriptions, there was a reference to King of Detectives, solve this murder reference. Were there any other references hidden that we or someone else might have missed?
King of Police, you picked up on that one.
King of Police, oh my
the,
gosh.
Cat pictures, the cat lock, not the cat pictures. You picked up that those were birds in there, specifically crows. A group of crows is called a murder.
Sure.
So by finding all the crows, you have solved this murder.
Fair. Okay. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
The title of the episode, which I don't think we've actually said so far,
No.
is Jail Beak. Y'all had a previous episode called Jail Bark.
True.
So not to that one.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so now if we want to make a cat one, what on earth are we going to call it to fit that thing?
There is a reference to minor political gaffes of Australian politics by referring to Prince as Sir Prince.
I was not aware of that.
No, this is not. This is one of our previous prime ministers added like a Australian version of knighthood where he only gave it to the current queen. Was it Prince Philip?
It wasn't
I think it was Prince Philip.
Charles. I can't remember.
It was very
one
strange.
of the princes.
So the idea of Sir
He just
Prince
essentially tried to Australian knight the prince.
was very weird. A kind dog, just like Danny. That's a reference to you.
There were various references to Australia.
There were.
Yep, I mean, in my head, this was said in Australia.
That is fair. Otherwise, poor bird having to go 5 leagues south of Brisbane.
Danny,
4 leagues south of Brisbane.
Sorry.
does the beak of a finch make you uncomfortable at all? Doesn't feel appropriate, does it? I'm looking at this picture of Mason the finch. It's too short and too sharp.
It is one of those ones where you look at it and go, this can't be real, right? Is this really how birds look? But then I'm also getting the same from its feet.
Yeah, its feet seem too big for its body.
It's got chicken feet.
Come on, finch. John, you have the feet of a chicken. You dummy.
A lot of birds do.
This one's got a little squinting eye underneath its eye.
That doesn't surprise me.
All right, I'm no more looking at finches. But yeah, look, in the end, it was like, I cannot believe we forgot that lines existed for so long.
No, yeah, everything
Like,
that
I
we got
legitimately
stuck on
cannot
was
believe it. It doesn't make
entirely
any
on
sense.
us.
It's not like other puzzles we failed where it's like, oh, this is why I would never see that. I have no idea of why we didn't see that.
No, not at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
It was outrageous. So you're going to call this Jail Beak plus horrible, horrible mistakes?
I just do not understand. That's the problem. Other ones I get. It's like, oh, here's what made me not think of it. There's nothing to not think about. We just start there going like, what else makes up text? It's not words, it's not letters, it's not
Anyone
paragraphs.
can have a bad
There's
day.
nothing else. I don't
I hope.
understand.
We have to have one episode in here. Like I feel like the last episode, the aquarium, feel like we freaking nailed that.
It feels like if we had
So-
gone with the thing where we had to take final letters. It feels like if we'd gone, why don't we take some from each word? Well, we can try the first letter. Well, that didn't work. We can try the middle letter. Oh, that doesn't work. Well, there's no other options for letters in a word.
It does.
All right, I guess it's not one of the letters from each word because we tried first and middle.
we did-
It doesn't make any sense.
We did real well at the last episode. We have to have a sinker to make ourselves approachable. It's just, we're still the common people.
I just don't understand it.
You picked up very well on my emphasis in the voicemails.
Oh, yeah, that was fine. Ends things, putting the final letters, finding the birds in the pictures. Hey, we found them. But the idea that we just didn't remember that lines were an element of text, something we always do and check.
Incidentally, I love things that are that simple in concept that is just like, hey, here's a picture, find the hidden thing. I really enjoy the simplicity of that. And it's fun. You know exactly what you're doing. This one somehow also came with a bit of an aha moment, but they usually don't come with an aha moment, but you feel accomplished all the same. I really like it. It's like, you can put a spot the difference in an escape room. I love a spot the difference in an escape room.
When you leaned into the computer screen, I got excited because, I think Danny's got it.
That was nice. It does happen. I am on the right of our tilted computer screen, so seeing something in the bottom right corner is possibly the only one that I could have spotted.
That's true. If we'd been on the one where it was on the left,
Oh,
I
dear
should have found
God.
it. I should have seen it in the forest. But I couldn't see the
Perchance a few of them happen to be in the bottom right corner.
This is true. That helped. Amazing.
I wonder how many people are going to play GeoGuessr and put their guesses in
Oh,
the
yeah. You
Discord.
can find them in
Love
GeoGuessr.
that. You know what? Do we still have the picture? I'll put in my guesses right now. They will not be good.
Okay. Here
There is at least one picture that I legitimately don't remember where I took it, other than
Okay.
what
but you took
state
them.
it was in.
Okay.
so
Good to know.
All right. So, Danny, what do you think?
Mhm.
The glacier. Where are you guessing? Alaska?
Yep.
Done. It's an Alaskan glacier. Next one.
Oh, this is so pretty.
It's a lake with it's kind of orangey hill and some trees. This is Wyoming. Next.
Ohio.
The third one is
That's
Uh,
Wyoming.
that's Wyoming. The next one, this forest, that is in China.
Could be Oregon.
We're in China, we're
Yep.
in the middle of China.
Sure.
The next one with the aqueduct, it's ancient Rome.
This one is
This is the Pacific
Montana.
Southwest. This is Montana. And then the last one, we're going to guess that this is a lake in the Ozarks. And we're done. We've
Sure.
cracked the case.
Yeah, let's lock
We
those
did
in.
them all.
They were very informed.
only one of your guesses is correct.
Yes, we got something correct.
It's probably China.
I don't care. That's a massive victory. I didn't expect to get anything.
We did
And
it.
one of those pictures I happened to take the week after we recorded Alex's bathroom.
Ah,
Oh, lovely.
perfect. I'm really happy that all of these pictures
Cool.
were
Giant.
real and real experiences and from your and people close to you's life. That's lovely.
With timing relative to Alex's bathroom. So leading up to our recording and through all my playtests, I was thinking, this is a lot of work. I don't know how Danny does this. I'll finish this once and never do it again. 2 days after we recorded, I then started writing this room.
Nice.
I actually do really think back on the photos note, I've been thinking about doing that more. Just you can't trust images these days. I've been thinking I should take more photos of things when I want to use them in rooms and games
Yeah.
and things. I don't have particular capabilities of that, but phones are okay. You've been talking about wanting to get a good camera.
Yeah, I want to get a good camera purely because I don't want to get a good phone. I'd rather get a
So-
good camera and then buy bad phones.
I have a good camera, and there's a funny story as to how I got this good camera.
I stole it. I stole it from a man. I robbed him on the street.
Oh no, it was a game of 3-card Monty. So I was taking college classes, and one of the classes I didn't realize was a photography class. I just saw it had a PH course code for physics. Favorite physics professor was teaching it. Signed up without reading the description. Turns out it was a class
the
mixed
other
with
PH.
basics of photography and how to photograph a certain physical phenomena. So,
Nice.
like, technically, I could have borrowed a camera from the lab, but I was commuting at the time, and that would have been a pain to just have to go in specifically if I needed to photograph something for class. So, got my own camera, and then pandemic hit, stuck at home. Let me just start photographing birds and such, and got more into photography thereafter.
Amazing.
Nice.
Do you like do proper bird watching and hunting for rare birds? Not hunting, but you know.
Not particularly. It's more just like if I see a cute bird, I will take a picture.
That's fair. That's a lot like me. And every time I do, I think, oh, maybe I should do bird watching.
Fun fact, each of those birds looking in a different direction was a different bird looking in that direction in real life that Dust took a photo of and added in. That was a
That's
real,
not
It's
actually
not
a real
impossible.
bird.
it was a real
Even
south-facing bird.
that is a picture of a crow lamp that a friend got me, and I just took a little picture of it sitting on my carpet
That's
and
so
then turned it
cool.
around.
Perfect. All right, well, lovely.
that
Aside
has
from,
inspired me. I'm going to take a lot more
aside
photos
from
to put
our
in my rooms.
horrendous failure, I think we did. It was a good room. We had lots
Oh
of
yeah,
fun.
definitely.
I just don't understand it. I just don't understand. We'd be losing every 3-card Monty game because we'd be like, well, it wasn't under the first one and it wasn't under the second one, and that's out. We're out of options. It couldn't be under another one. That's all of the 3, 1 and 2. Those are the only things that exist out of 1, 2, and 3. I don't understand what happened. All right. Well, either way, everyone's gonna be so bored listening back, being like, I solved this 10 days ago, man. Hurry up. Remember that lines
Okay.
exist.
With all of the work that all of our terrible struggles that you cut out, the room's only going to be 40 minutes
You're
long.
right. It's going to be the shortest room we've ever recorded. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and
Thank
running
you
us
so
the
much.
room.
Thank you for having me.
Had a great time.
All right. And thank you, Danny, for playing along.
Thank
Why
you.
didn't you think of lines? I thought of all the other things. Why didn't you think of lines? You meant to be good at this, Danny.
I thought of pouring water on a cat.
We all thought of pouring water on a cat. Cats ain't but. Actually, I was really looking for a laser pointer this entire. I was like, I'm gonna get a laser pointer. Why would you mention a laser pointer? I want one. Thank you so much for coming and running the episode for us, Das. Thank you for playing with me, Danny, and thank you everybody for listening and for solving those puzzles much quicker than we did. If you want to help support the show, please tell people. Tell them to listen to this and a different episode to show that we're not bad. We're not the worst. Word of mouth, it really does help. So please tell someone. I know I've said this a lot, and you've gone like, yeah, but this time actually do it. Go and tell 50 people,
It really
and
helps.
then they'll tell 50 people. Otherwise, you can support us on Patreon. Anybody who signs up at any level can appear as an NPC in one of Danny's rooms. Unless your name is Captain Draws, in which case you appeared in this one. Congratulations. There's also a bonus episode. There's a new weekly, but basically a new weekly podcast for the $5 donors where you get our playtest audio, occasional crosswords. You get us solving 2-minute mysteries and the Encyclopedia Brown books. For the $10 donors, there's a whole nother weekly podcast where they get to hear us recapping episodes of the TV show Charmed, which isn't to do with puzzles, but is really fun, as well as monthly videos. There's cryptic crosswords every week for our $20 donors. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff, so go and check it out, help support the show, and keep it running so we don't have to run ads and we can keep making this for everybody to enjoy and keeping it free for everybody to listen to at home. Thank you, everybody who supports us on Patreon. Thank you, everybody who listened. And thanks once more, Das. That's it. Bye,
Thank you so
everybody.
much. Bye.